Hi, you're listening to Engagement Drivers, presented by EveryoneSocial. Each week, we'll share actionable tips, strategies, and success stories that you and your teams can use to steer your brand, social, and employee engagement in the right direction.
Hi there, my name is Bobby Olson, and I'm the Associate Copywriter here at EveryoneSocial. Today, I'm going to be talking about internal marketing and why it's something that your company should prioritize right now. Actually, you should prioritize it yesterday. So, the ever-expanding influence of technology, including the internet itself, obviously, has completely reshaped the marketing world over the last decade, and that's a trend that shows no signs of slowing down. Now, I'm not saying that traditional marketing doesn't still have its place, because it absolutely can still be effective. That said, as new marketing technologies emerge, companies must accommodate the shifting landscape by adopting a modern marketing strategy to match. These days, internal marketing is a crucial part of an effective marketing strategy, and it's something your company needs to prioritize. So I'm going to cover everything you and your organization need to know about internal marketing, so make sure your brain is in sponge mode. So first I'm going to cover 4 examples of common marketing strategies just to give you some context. If you're already familiar with what's going on in the marketing world, I'm sorry, but you're just going to have to bear with me. If you're not, then take this as a learning opportunity. So the first is inbound marketing, and essentially it's about attracting customers with interesting or educational content that provides value at every stage of the customer's buying journey. Potential customers commonly find you through channels like blogs, search engines, and social media. The next one is outbound marketing, and it's more of a traditional form of marketing. At least it's been around longer than inbound. And it's typically where a company is actively pushing their message out to an audience. Outbound marketing focuses more on leveraging traditional forms like advertising in TV, on radio, in print, trade shows, outbound sales calls like cold calling, that sort of thing. The third one I want to talk about is account-based marketing. So this strategy is a newer one as far as marketing trends go that's recently gained a lot of traction. And account-based marketing favors targeting a specific company, aka an account, with a personalized message or piece of content. And depending on the marketing program's level of sophistication, extremely specific demographics or even individual people can also be targeted. The idea is that the more targeted the effort, the better your results will be. Finally, conversational marketing is a more interactive form of marketing that, as the name suggests, creates a conversation with your audience. Typically, that takes the form of a chat bot, like the one that pops up when you visit our site, EveryoneSocial.com. Sometimes it's a live chat with a real person. It can be a voice assistant. And the neat thing about conversational marketing is that you can customize how a bot, for example, responds to a given input to tailor the conversation and the conversational flow to each individual respondent. So those are just a few options, all of which can play an important role in the success of your marketing strategy. Depending on your industry, you can also leverage things like influencer marketing, affiliate marketing, or external marketing, but I'll let you investigate what those are on your own time. So, as mentioned earlier, one burgeoning form of marketing that's quite important and criminally underused is internal marketing. Throughout the rest of this podcast, you'll probably realize that internal marketing is particularly relevant to B2B companies looking to boost their lead flow and reach a larger audience. Let's start with the internal marketing basics. What is internal marketing? In the simplest terms, internal marketing is when a company sells itself to one of its largest groups of stakeholders, the employees. It often focuses on convincing employees to believe in the company philosophy or mission, thereby improving how engaged they are with their work. Internal marketing can also be a powerful tool for things like increasing employee buy-in on specific objectives or programs, driving genuine enthusiasm about the company's product or service, and improving an organization's reputation as an employer. The idea is that when employees fully support the company's approach to business or plans for the future, they're also better able to provide value to potential customers. You see, internal marketing theory proposes that customers' attitudes towards a company are based not only on the product or services offered, but also on the overall experience they have with the company. In other words, current or potential customers' varying levels of interaction with employees in every department of a company, not just the customer service team, can shape their view of that organization. Also, it doesn't matter much whether they're interacting with an employee in person or online via social, email, or community forums, because all of these outlets can help shift opinions. Traditionally, HR spearheads internal marketing efforts, but getting your company's marketing leaders involved can help ensure long-term success. Honestly, you'd do well to consider hiring an internal marketing manager, or even hiring a whole internal marketing team at some point, but I'll discuss that more later. So I want to give you a few examples of internal marketing tactics, just for your own reference. Common examples of internal marketing efforts include things like educating employees on the company's long-term goals and values, soliciting employee input on corporate policies or leadership decisions, while allowing open dialogue and accepting criticism without retaliation, nurturing communication and collaboration among employees, ensuring that employees know that their contributions matter and they're essential to the company's success, or opening up the product or services to employees for usage and encouraging them to provide honest feedback. However, internal marketing has grown beyond indoctrination efforts and feeble conversation starters. In fact, personally, I feel that the definition of internal marketing should be revised to encompass transforming your entire workforce into an extension of your marketing and sales teams. The simple truth is this: the key to effective internal marketing is getting your employees involved in the whole process. Which leads me to my next point, actually. If you want to take your internal marketing to the next level, you're going to want to use employee advocacy. Generating quality leads and closing more deals is always a challenge, particularly in the highly competitive B2B space. And furthermore, getting your brand seen online becomes tougher as companies pump out more and more content. In other words, it's incredibly easy to watch your stuff get buried in the endless avalanche of information, even if it's actually great content. But for all their talk about budgets, initiatives, or strategies, marketing and sales teams forget about one specific resource distressingly often: employees. Studies have shown that 74% of new age buyers are doing their research online. In this scenario, the 21st century seller needs to raise the bar with relevant customer interactions and aim for higher levels of engagement. That quote is exactly why it's so important that you use internal marketing to ensure your people genuinely believe in the company's mission and values. Employees should be seen as the most trusted resources available. After all, weren't they hired for their skills, their work ethic, and their enthusiasm for getting the job done? So I want to dive a little bit deeper into this with some statistics that are relevant to internal marketing. The first of which is a Nielsen study recently showed that 84% of people trust recommendations from friends, family, and colleagues over other forms of marketing. Also, brand messages reached 561% further when shared by employees versus the same messages shared via official brand social channels. And finally, content shared by employees receives up to 8 times more engagement than content shared by brand channels. These all show that for your company to fully leverage internal marketing, employees need to feel empowered to talk freely about the brand online. So if you take nothing else away from this podcast, I have 3 actions for you that are key to an effective internal marketing program. The first is, once a workplace culture is solidly established and you've conducted some basic social media education or training, your company needs to simply trust people to talk about the brand openly online, however or wherever that may be. The second is actively encourage your employees to share on social media. It helps improve relations with current customers, and the valuable insights your employees share can encourage prospects to trust the company more overall. The third is to continue to engage your employees. Staff who believe in the brand and are trusted to be its human voice naturally become brand ambassadors who can vouch for the business and its product both on company time and off. Consequently, activating them with a strong internal marketing strategy can greatly improve your online visibility, increase lead quality, and bring more traffic to the company website. Of course, to enact any good strategy, you'll need an action plan. Trust me, it means you won't be flying blind, plus you'll have something to reference when evaluating the program's effectiveness later. So if you follow the steps I'm about to walk you through and ensure that your tactics are carefully and comprehensively laid out, you'll be well on your way to building a solid internal marketing machine within your company. The first thing you want to do is assemble your team. Getting your HR leaders in on this right away is important for establishing processes and communicating with employees en masse. But as mentioned earlier, you'll also want to involve the marketing team and department leaders who truly understand your brand. These leaders will help establish the desired work culture, communicate the company's mission, and sell the employees on the product or services. Before you start anything else, get your team leads on board. Next, you'll want to evaluate any current internal marketing efforts. Generally speaking, whether there's a formal strategy in place or not, some kind of internal marketing is probably happening within your company. Unfortunately, if there's no strategy, it's probably also not particularly effective. But hey, we live and we learn. So now's a good time to identify and assess anything that could be considered an internal marketing tactic. Consider surveying all your employees to see what they know or don't know and determine how they view the company overall. This will show you what's working, what isn't, and how you can make your internal marketing more personalized. From there, you can begin to correct any branding gaps. After that, you're going to want to align your marketing messages and provide training sessions or open discussion forums. Once you've finished collecting information, you'll be able to get everyone on the same page with some refreshed and realigned marketing messaging. Of course, you'll obviously want employees to add their own personal touch when talking about the company, especially on their social media channels, but be sure to equip them with a similar ground-level perspective on the product and services. This is where non-required training sessions or open forums can come into play. Creating opportunities for employees to freely suggest ideas, ask questions, or offer criticism without fear of consequences will massively increase trust and communication within your workforce. Plus, it allows company leaders to share marketing materials and personally encourage everyone to advocate for the brand online. And that's a major point because, as we've talked about in previous podcasts and in our blog, getting your executives involved in this is crucial. Next step is to make it easy for everyone to get involved. To reiterate, a major focus of internal marketing is allowing and actively encouraging employees to engage and share online via social, email, chat, forums, etc. And this is how we typically define employee advocacy, which is an essential part of internal marketing these days. Many organizations will just send out an employee newsletter with a bit of content and the latest company updates, then call it good. But those tend to get buried or even ignored. Employee advocacy programs reduce the barriers for involvement, particularly in companies of 200 plus people, and they're crucial for effective internal marketing. Essentially, these platforms function as a central location for hosting marketing or sales collateral, fresh company branded content, stuff from third-party sources, employee-generated content, and company announcements, of course. Best of all, employees can share all this straight to their networks from within a single platform. After you launch the program, the last step is to keep working. Even when you establish a formal internal marketing strategy, build a strong work culture, get everyone on the same page, and activate them online, of course, you'll still need to be open to receiving continual feedback and potentially altering your tactics. Continue to provide training opportunities or meetings for open discussion. Adjust processes if something breaks or you continually encounter negative feedback. Keep your employees in the know and take their opinions seriously. And lastly, reevaluate as often as needed. Don't get too comfortable, even in success, because that's when mistakes are missed and opportunities for improvement are squandered. When employees believe in the brand and are engaged in your company initiatives, they're more likely to be motivated, more likely to be loyal to the organization, and more able to advocate for your company message. In closing, I would go so far as to say establishing an effective internal marketing strategy is essential to the success of your company's brand. When employees are uninformed or unenthusiastic about the company, it creates a huge gap between them and your customers or prospects. Remember, the benefits of internal marketing have grown far beyond HR programs and communications initiatives. Potential customers now conduct their own research online, and your marketing leaders can help other employees get involved in the conversations. Hopefully, this podcast has helped shift your perspective a little bit on internal marketing, because it really should be prioritized within your company. And if you have any questions, you can obviously reach out to us or check out our blog online.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with more engagement insights. Want to know how EveryoneSocial can provide you with the tools needed to keep everyone at your company connected, informed, creating, and sharing? Visit EveryoneSocial.com to learn more.